Hello everyone, it's Becca from Becca Books and Bujo, and today I'm going to show you how I use my reading journal. It has been a while since I showed you how I use my reading journal, and because I finished 2 books very recently, I thought now would be a good time. I also thought it would be a good time to highlight a new pen that I got recently. This is from Bastion. I did talk about it in one of my vlogs recently, but I am going to use this pen from Bastion for my reading journal today, for updating it and using it as my black pen. The pen I received is the Carbon Fiber and Stainless Steel Slim Bolt Action Pen by Bastion. And I will tell you, they sent me this pen in exchange for an honest review. I do have a referral link down below where I will make a little bit of commission off of a sale, and I also have a 20% off your sale code that is Becca20. So if you are interested in Bastion pens or want to buy a Bastion pen for anyone in the holiday season, I would definitely recommend you give it a try. I haven't used this pen much, but I will kind of let you know throughout the video how I enjoy it. I can tell you right now it is very heavy, so super solid, and probably one of the nicest pens I've ever owned, but I will let you know how it writes throughout this update of my reading journal. Okay, so I am just going to talk you through how I catalog what I read when I finish a book. So I finished The Kiss Curse first before In the Likely Event by Rebecca Yarros, and so I'm going to update my reading journal with both of these books. So I open my journal. That's the first thing I do. And the first thing in my journal is, can we zoom in a little bit? There. The first thing in my journal is just a list of all of the books that I have read. So, as you can see, the 124th book of the year was The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. I gave it 5 stars, and those were the dates that I read it. Just showing you how this pen clicks. Wow. Okay, find the screen, Becca. Find the pen, camera. It has this super cool mechanism that you just have to use one finger and it loops around. I don't know. That's neat. Super cool. I think something you can do with one hand. I mean, you can click a pen with one hand, but it's neat. Okay, so my 125th book. Oh, I can already tell you, this is, I don't know the difference between pens. I'm a bullet journaler, and I don't know. I'm just used to, let me show you what I normally use, this Energel Liquid Gel Ink by Pentel, and I like the juiciness. Oh, I'm not even showing it. Oof, Becca. Get with it. I like the juiciness of this pen. This is definitely more matte inky. I don't know. Tell me what I'm doing here. It's a ballpoint pen. Sorry, this is going to be a terrible review. Anyway, so my 125th book was The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling. So I just write The Kiss Curse here. And I gave this one 4 stars. And I normally look at my phone for the dates that I read it. And I just go to my Goodreads and check that. So oh yeah, this one only took me 2 days. I started it, where does it tell me? Here. I started it on November 21st and ended on November 22nd. So I just go 11/21 through 11/22. And I would normally go to my next thing, but because I have 2 books, I'm just going to do 2 at the same time. Hopefully that won't confuse you. Then my 126th book was In the Likely Event by Rebecca Yarros. I gave this one 5 stars. I haven't actually updated it on my Goodreads yet, but I guess I could do that right now. 5 stars. I actually started this on the 23rd and finished it. I'm going to say the 25th because it was 12:15 on the 26th. So, is that right? Or did I start at the... I don't know. It's not really that important because it's just for me, right? Okay, so that's just the list of books. Then we've got a stats page, basically. So I read The Kiss Curse and In the Likely Event. There, it's a pretty good setup. You can see everything. First, I look at the format that I read the books. So The Kiss Curse was audiobook, even though I have the physical book. It's just for show, everyone. And then I read In the Likely Event as an ebook. I gave The Kiss Curse 4 stars. And I gave In the Likely Event 5 stars. Both of these authors are female, so I put a little check by that. They are not person of color. They are both American authors, I believe. Yeah, I think so. Is there LGBTQIA plus rep? Yes, in The Kiss Curse, our main character is bisexual, but I don't think there is any in the Likely Event. As far as genre, they were both romances. Age demographic, they're both adult. Obviously my adult is bleeding down. And when were these published? In the Likely Event was 2023 because it's up for the 2023 Goodreads Award, and 2022 for The Kiss Curse. Okay, so that's the stats, pages. This, I don't have to do anything until the end of the month because it's a monthly review. On this page, it's my Goodreads challenge. It's just to show that I marked 100 books, but then also I designate a color to each genre. So I will need this little pink pen for my 125th and 126th book. So I've got these Meldliners, and I just simply color them in. Is this exciting to you? I hope so. Last video I did like this. People seem to like, so I wanted to give you more of it. All right, moving on. None of these counted for a buzzword. None of these counted for my A to Z challenge. I fill out this Read to Zero challenge at the end of every month. None of these were book of the months, so I can't fill out that last 15th book there. Let's see. Nope. But here, do I have, yes, I do. So this is my series tracker. I started the X-Hex series this year. Anything under this star, I started this year. And so I can mark that I completed the second in the series because The Kiss Curse is the second, which is phenomenal. This is not in a series, so I will not add it to the series tracker. Okay, now we're into the monthly, which I need to go back to November. Here we are in November. I always start looking at this monthly dashboard spread, you could say. I look at my TBR. This is my deck of TBR prompts, and I look if any of these books were a part of those prompts, and I put a little check mark by them. None of them were. I should mark, though, The Invisible Library. I actually DNF'd that book, so the only one I have left for November. I'm currently filming this in November. I don't think you're seeing it until December, but it's November 26th, so I have time to finish that. Then I go to books read, and here I just simply put a number and list them. So I've got The Kiss Curse by, and here I write the author. Yeah, you guys, I can already tell you I'm not liking how unjuicy this pen is, if that makes sense. And then here we have In the Likely Event by Rebecca Yarros. If this author isn't famous because of this year. Okay, so then this list of numbers refers down here to some more stats that I track. So for book number 8, which was The Kiss Curse, this we said was published in 2022. The format was audio. The pages, the amount of pages in this book is 306. And then I also put the amount of time that I listened to that book. So let's just go to my, I think this was on Everand or Scribd. You guys, the change of name is messing me up, but I just go to the page here of Kiss Curse, and it says right here length 7:45. So I just mark that in. Ha, this was nothing compared to my 32.5-hour audiobook of The Goldfinch. Okay, genre was, I'm going to put fantasy romance just because it's a witchy book and that's fantasy, right? The amount of days, this took me 2 days and I gave it 4 stars. How did I discover this one? I think I'm just going to, I write hype or like BookTube when I found it on BookTube. And so I guess I should probably just put YouTube. YT for YouTube. And then going back to book number 9, this is In the Likely Event. That came out in 2023. This I read, how do I write it? Ebook? So, and this book had how many pages? I guess I'm not gonna show you because I don't want to give you any spoilers. 338 it says on my Kindle. So we'll go with that. The genre was definitely just strictly romance. I think this only took me 2 days. No, it took me 3. I'm just getting my days confused because it's Thanksgiving break. And I gave it 5 stars, and I found this one through the Goodreads Choice Awards. Okay, so that's the dashboard spread. I normally put any sort of readathons that I'm partaking in, and I am taking part in Chris. Is that their name? Chris's Corner? Chris? Phase Out Your TBR. They play a Phase 10 TBR game, and their readathon is based off of that game. In this round of Phase Out Your TBR, we needed Phase 1, which is 2 sets of 3. And so I just chose 3 sets of numbers. And we're doing pretty well. I still need New to You author. And I chose A Prayer for Own Meanie. But, you know, I could use this. Rebecca Yarros is a New to Me author. So I could technically check that off. I'm not going to do it yet, just because my set TBR was A Prayer for Own Meanie by, who is that even? By Beats Me. Okay, and so then, just for you to see, you might not want to read these entirely because it might be spoilery, and these quotes in color are directly from the book, so you might not want to look at that too closely. But what I do is I put a picture of the book, and these I just copy a picture from Goodreads, put it in a Word document, and print them out of my printer in color, and cut them out, stick them in. I measured this spacing, and I think it's actually, I know it by heart, it's 0.787 inches. Don't ask me why, but I have that memorized because I'm a numbers gal. And so I print these off usually at the beginning of the month with my TBR, and then at the end of the month I fill in any books that I just added randomly. So you can see that I read The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, Tom Lake, Reminders of Him, If You Believe, Toddlers Are A-Holes, Good Girl, Bad Blood, and The Goldfinch. I had a lot of quotes from The Goldfinch, obviously. So now we're on to the next page, and I need to put The Kiss Curse and In the Likely Event. Do I have these book covers printed? Let's check. This is my graveyard of all the books that I need. I think, luckily, I did just print all of my Goodreads Choice Awards books, so I do have In the Likely Event. That is a pretty colorful cover. Can you see it? Will it focus? Focus. I don't know. You can see the colors. I like it. And then I think I have The Kiss Curse. There it is. Oh. That was one I maybe wanted to get to in October, but finally got to it. So, let's start with the Kiss Curse. Grab a scissors and cut it out. And then I just use this Tombow permanent adhesive. And ew, this one's a little grody, but I think it'll work. Okay, it definitely has been sitting there for a while, but I put this in. And then I've been using this mint green color for the star rating. So I'll put 4 stars here. And then this is where I write my thoughts, my feelings, a synopsis of sorts right next to it in black ink. And of course I'll be using this Bastion pen. I'll get a more feel for it because I'm actually going to be writing quite a bit of text here. Yeah, I am going to probably speed this up just so you're not bored. Okay, so there's my little review, and then what I do is write quotes from this book. Generally in romances, I don't have many quotes. They're more for my contemporary and literary fiction books, or sometimes nonfiction. But that doesn't mean that there isn't anything. I didn't mark anything in the physical book because I read this audibly. Let's just check every end to make sure I didn't put any bookmarks. What? Check my bookmarks. Few bookmarks. None. So I will not put any quotes, and we'll just go on to the next book, which is this one, In the Likely Event. Put this back here. It would be fun to go through that graveyard of book covers and see what I actually have gotten to, because I normally print like all of my hopefuls. That'd be a video idea, wouldn't it? Go through those and actually read them or something. That would be crazy. Okay. I do remember that I have one quote from In the Likely Event just because I remember highlighting it on my Kindle. I will talk more about this in my Goodreads vlog, so I won't tell you much about it, but I'll tell you, it's 5 stars. I literally stayed up for hours finishing it because it was so good. And I think that that is an unpopular opinion, maybe controversial, but I really liked it. Okay, so here goes. Okay, and then we shall find the quote. I don't think the quote would give it away, but, or be too spoilery, but let's just make sure. How do I find my highlights? Okay, so yeah, here it is, and I grab this pink clean color dot marker, but I use the 0.5 millimeter tip and write the quote. Ta-da! Okay, and that's basically how I log each book, but I did think I could show you how I set up for the next month, because I've never shown that before. It's super easy, and all it is looks like this dashboard, but I need to figure out how many books I think I'll be finishing before the end of the month. Hopefully 2, which would probably fit here, but then I always do like an end of the month stats. Let me show you. Stats page like this, stats and goals update. And so I think I will leave this and this open. So I will set up December on this page. And generally, how I do this is I use the colors from my bullet journal setup, which I'll link up above. I did a Christmas theme, I did washi tape, Christmas tree, and so my general colors are red, green, and brown for a tree stump. So also I put these little, I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, you definitely can. That marks each month and the color that was generally used for that month. What color will November be? It'll be pink. I think I'll do red because I don't have any red. I have green and I have brown. So I will make it red. That might clash with the pink, but that's okay. And all I do, literally the same every month. Maybe I'll diversify this next year, but this is how it works for me this month. Or I mean this year and currently. I put a box around the cover page and I write the month. I had the month at the top of this page, so I'm going to do the month at the bottom of this one. I use calligraphy, bad calligraphy, plus this Tombow is kind of getting old. So that looks terrible. That's way smaller than that. Whatever. Then I always have a spot at the top here for my TBR. My deck of TBR, I should say, which just came out. I'll link that up above too if you want to see what I plan on reading in December. I only got 5 draws, which is small, and so I make a little table here. That is for the header. Ooh, my straight lines are not working for me today. That's for the header. I always have to look at what I do next. Or like how many dots are in each column. And I'm not using my Passion pen because I always use a Micron here. And I put the number, which is just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the amount of books. This C is for the card that was drawn. Then we've got prompt that card led me to, and the book that I chose. And I'll fill that in with you in a second. TBR, easy enough. Then we'll just do a little swatch of red here. I'll come fill that in a second. And then I'll do brown down here. I generally leave enough spots for 11 books. That's a pretty average number for me. And I would say that that's probably spot on for December. I'm hoping for that many books. I have a great list of books that I want to read. How do I do this? For the black. Okay. Oops. Gotta add the header here. And going back for reference. Okay, so number, and that is the number that I use in this list. And I do published, I do format, I do pages/time, I do genre, then do I do days first? Yeah, days, amount of days it took me, star rating, and discovered, question mark, as to how I heard about it. And up here we'll just write books read and put a little one there. So that's the setup. Unfortunately, I don't have the printout of what I want to put here for Merry Bookmas. I am a co-host for Merry Bookmas with Melanie and Laura, and I have this cute graphic all ready to go on my stories. This graphic was created by Teach Travel Read on Instagram. I'll link her down below, but ta-da! This is what I'm going to print out and put on this screen. So cute. All the prompts are represented, and it shows the covers of the book that I want to read. Or maybe I'll draw something out and then put the covers in, but I mean, this is so perfect. Why not just print this and have it on there? So thank you to teach.travel.read on Instagram for this graphic. So that's what I'll put here to track. Yeah, that'll be great. Sorry I can't do that with you on screen here, but, oh, shall we put these in? I mean, if you saw my deck of TBR, you know. Oh, ha, I deleted the cards I got. I'll have to go back and watch the video, and fill these in. So, sorry, can't do that here. But let's just review. I filled in a couple of books in November, and let's just talk about this pen for a second. If you don't want to hear this review, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Like this video on your way out, and consider subscribing if you are new here. Anyway, this pen, I love the weight of it. It writes really, really smoothly, and I like that a lot. This little doodad is great, and yeah, it just feels like a nice pen. The things that don't work for me: it is not super inky, and I am heavy-handed, and so I found that a gel pen really works for me because I don't have to write as hard. And if I feel the other side of the page that I wrote on with this Bastion pen, I can feel ridging, which happens when you're heavy-handed. Usually it's not as bad with a gel pen just because that ink comes out. It's just so inky and juicy. So that's why I found this works for me really well. The other thing, it's just like not a super dark ink. Like it... Oh, sorry, that's probably giving things away. Don't read it. But it's just like, I don't know, not as even, I guess, as a gel pen would be. And so, well, I really like it as a general writing pen. I don't think I will continue to use it in this journal or my bullet journal. I'll still keep it on hand though. It's a really, really nice pen. I thank Bastion for sending me this pen to try out and offer to viewers. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!